Live from Studio A at Omega Recording Studios in Rockville, Maryland, it's the SRLP Video Podcast. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Omega Studios Video Podcast. This is episode 4. We have some musicians in the studio that are going to play for us today. Integriti Reeves and Matt are joining us. I want to point out that Omega's podcast is being engineered completely by students that are enrolled in the Omega Studio School, and we're very proud of them. If you'd like to find out more about the Omega Studio School, check out our website at www.omegastudioschool.edu for more information. Well, right about now, we're going to have our musicians come out and perform for us, and then we'll talk to them a little later about their band and what they're doing. If you'll help me welcome, this is Integriti Reeves and Matt.
Must you dance every dance with the same fortunate man? You have danced with him since the music began. Won't you change partners and dance with me? Must you dance quite so close with your lips touching his face? Can't you see I'm longing to be in his place? Won't you change partners and dance with me? Ask him to sit this one out, and while you're alone, I'll have the waiter to tell him he's wanted on the telephone. You've been lost in his arms ever since heaven knows when. Won't you change partners, and then you may never want to change partners again. Ask him to sit this one out, and while you're alone, I'll have the waiter to tell him he's wanted on the telephone. You've been lost in his arms ever since heaven knows when. Won't you change partners, and then you may never want to change partners again. You may never want to change partners
Ladies and gentlemen, Integriti Reeves and Matt. We'll be back to talk with the band after this announcement.
Is music your passion? Then make it a career. Omega Studios teaches the art of music production. State-of-the-art digital and analog studios, Pro Tools, MIDI classes, live sound reinforcement. Learn everything from audio production techniques, audio engineering, music production, and audio for film and TV. Real hands-on learning. Day and evening classes and job placement assistance available. Omega Studios School of Applied Recording Arts and Sciences. Call today to start your career path to the music industry.
Welcome back to the Omega Recording Studios SRLP Video Podcast. Welcome back to the Omega Studios Video Podcast. We're shooting this in Omega Recording Studios Studio A today, and we're joined today for a musical performance by Integriti Reeves and Matt, and we're going to talk to Integriti right now. Welcome to the show. It's so nice to have you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Really enjoyed your performance. Clearly, you guys have a kind of a jazz sound.
We do. I'm primarily a jazz vocalist, so that'll always be incorporated into my sets.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you ended up playing together with Matt?
Well, in the jazz world, you go out and play in sessions, and you play in different clubs, and you meet a lot of people through people. So I met Matt through a mutual friend who's also a musician, and we just started playing together, and the rest is history.
That's great. Well, now I couldn't help notice that you didn't only sing in English.
I didn't. I sang in Portuguese as well, and I love Brazilian music, and so does Matt, and so we decided to incorporate that into our musical repertoire.
Mm-hmm. Is it part of your background?
It's not. It's not part of my background. I'm, American, and but I love the music, and so I studied the language and studied the music, and so hopefully it sounds like it is part of my background.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love the music.
Have you done any traveling, perhaps, to those places in the world?
I have not yet, but I hope to very soon. So we'll see.
That's always kind of a test. You go overseas after studying a language,
right.
And then you find out.
And you're like, oh, you actually sound awful.
So you guys are playing around the Washington metro area.
We are. We just played at Westminster Presbyterian Church last night, the jazz night, and we were part of the DC Jazz Festival, and we're doing a lot of other things. I'm a part of an a cappella group called Afro Blue Vocal Band, and we were featured on NBC's The Sing-Off last fall, and so we are performing a lot around the area, and we'll be in New York on Monday. So, a lot of things coming up.
Now, where are you guys playing in New York?
BB King's.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That sounds like a great gig. I'm sure that some of the people that are seeing this podcast might be interested to know how they could find you, say, on the internet and stuff like that.
I have a website, integrityreeves.com, and I'm also on YouTube and Facebook, and you can Google me.
We're going to make sure that those links actually show up when we have the completed podcast up for everybody to see. But definitely you want to follow those links and find out more about the band and catch a really great performance if they're in your area. Well, that's fabulous. I really want to thank you guys for coming out today. We're going to have you guys actually do another musical number before we wrap up. But we really appreciate having you here today.
Thank you.
For all our viewers, stay tuned. We're going to be back in just a minute with another performance. We'll be back with more of the Omega Recording Studios SRLP Video Podcast after this message.
Is music your passion? Then make it a career. Omega Studios teaches the art of music production. State-of-the-art digital and analog studios, Pro Tools, MIDI classes, live sound reinforcement. Learn everything from audio production techniques, audio engineering, music production, and audio for film and TV. Real hands-on learning. Day and evening classes and job placement assistance available. Omega Studios School of Applied Recording Arts and Sciences. Call today to start your career path to the music industry.